Excuse me, ma'am. May we help you cross?
Well, that would be lovely, boys.
Scouting, where character counts.
Oh, I think I forgot my purse up there.
So, as everybody gets comfortable, I had this little game that we did with our scouts that I brought back from a conference. Leo's standing right here. Leo, do you know how to thumb wrestle? You know how to thumb wrestle? Come up here for a second. Let's make sure. It's my volunteer. So everybody's seen thumb wrestling, right? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war, and then you got to get the other guy down. And if you, the one who gets the other one down wins, right? Yeah. Okay. So can I have another volunteer? Come on up here. No, stay up here. Stay up here. There is a new rage across the world. It's called multiplayer thumb wrestling. There is massively multiplayer thumb wrestling. So multiplayer thumb wrestling, we're a traditional thumb wrestling match, right? Now, put your hand right in there. Okay, now we've got a three-way thumb wrestle. Ready? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. The goal here is not to be on top, right? The goal is not to be on the bottom, obviously. You want to be the first one to pin the other guy. So, here we go, and your name is? Bill. Bill. Bill has won. Congratulations, Bill. Now, everybody stand up. Both hands. You want to thumb wrestle with at least one other person. Try to get into a couple of groups, because you've got both hands going here. So we can get another, we can get a three-way in on some of these. Wait. Okay, hold on. Before you get started, we want to join everybody together. So make sure there are no pockets. We want everybody connected.
Hey, what are you so turn some more.
Somebody's got to get in here.
Turn some more.
That way.
Come on, we can do it.
There we go.
You can go 2 and 3. Looks like everybody just on 2. We're gonna get some more hands. There you go. Join right in there.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Join in.
You got the odd number.
Join into that one.
All right. Oh no.
You ready?
3 against 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Now you got to get both hands in there. You're cheating. You're cheating. Okay, how many people won at least one match? You are a legendary thumb wrestler. How many people won 2? You are a supreme legendary thumb wrestler. How many won 3?
Or you just got a big thumb.
It's kind of fun. I did this with like 5,500 people. It was pretty cool. We also did it with 10 guys in the troop. And like you, it connects people, right? You touch people, you know, you're enjoying each other and you're doing something fun. So, you know, sort of a fun little thing to do. I'm desperate to do this at a camporee. I think it would be a blast to get everybody in the camporee doing a massively multiplayer thumb wrestling.
How about a Klondike Derby? The hands would be warm.
Klondike Derby, they might actually enjoy it. So, my name's Stephen Hauser. I'm your new Boy Scout Roundtable Commissioner. New on the job. So, there's a bunch of handouts over here, and the one that I want to draw your attention to, because that's where I sort of want to start our discussion this month. On our agenda, we're going to talk about the roundtable, your expectations, what you hope to see in the future, how we can make it better. And that's the first part. And then we're going to talk about cold weather outings, camping, and that type of stuff. Next month, the Cub Scouts are going to talk about cold weather outings. So if you're in contact with your Cub Packs, it's good to connect with them. And then in February, as I think it was Tony said, we're doing sort of a joint potluck with the Cub Scouts. So we'll have to figure out what we think we might want to bring for food. Questions? Future, there are 2 sides to this piece of paper. Roundtable program evaluation. Feel free to fill that out at the end. Let me know how I did. It's important to you, to me. If I do something you don't like, please tell me you don't like doing that. If you didn't like thumb wrestling, then I don't know what to tell you because I enjoyed it. But you tell me you didn't like that. If there's something that you want to see, tell me what you want to see. I'm particularly interested right now about suggestions on things going forward. I've talked to a couple of people. I've talked to Ron Lance, and I've talked to some people. You know, what are some things that we can do to make it a little bit, not necessarily more fun, but different? And what do you want to see? The other side, of course, includes you. And this is my way of saying, hey, boy, you want to see something on Dentistry Merit Badge, and you're a dentist? Thank you. I'll be calling you. I don't know all of this stuff, right? I'm a scoutmaster in a troop. I go out, the boys teach me something every time we go out. They teach me that you can be 12 and wake up in a puddle and not be wet or cold. How they do that, I don't know. So I'm certainly looking for your input. Immediate thoughts on what you might like to see in Roundtable and what your expectations are.
Food all the time?
Food all the time? Okay. We can do food every time. Do we want to, rotate through? And some people have some expertise in cooking that say, I want to bring a Dutch oven and cook outside for a half an hour before the meeting starts. Bring it in, show people how it works. No, it actually was a suggestion that had come up. We certainly pushed the boys to cook. Anybody want to volunteer for January? All the hands go up. Okay. Other things that you might like to see. Next month, February we sort of have something booked. January, we don't necessarily, what do we traditionally cover in January?
Crossover.
Crossover.
Either January or February.
And we start talking about Webelos to Scout transition stuff. There's certainly a lot of material there to talk about Webelos to Scout transition. We do particular things in our pack and troop because we have a good relationship. Other people do other things. What other, anybody have? There's certainly the Boy Scout. I can download stuff from the internet and pull out the Boy Scout Roundtable Planning Guide for 2013-2014. There's certainly a section in there for winter camping, Webelos to Scout transitions. So I'm really interested in what you want to see or hear. We spent a lot of time last month with Bruce Terrio in advancement, specifically. Did he do? He focused on Eagle Scout transition, but
There's board of reviews.
boards of review, board of reviews, boards of reviews. I'm not sure which it is.
I think a lot of the months you're going to find, which is actually a good thing, is that you can have certain themes. Like, for example, I think that is a good one to have every month or every year, 1 month a year, the Eagle transition, because every year you have new leaders coming in or new leaders becoming Scoutmasters. So that's probably something that you want to do on an annual basis. I think the cold weather camping, that's definitely a great thing to do. Like, say, in December, even if you did it every year in December, and then maybe come spring, go over some basics like hiking, backpacking, that sort of thing. Certain specific types of activities. We did a 50-mile canoe trip this summer. I'd never been on one before, and I never camped more than 3 nights in a row in my tent. So that was, so I was kind of learning some stuff along the way, and that was really.
We had a guy come in a couple of years ago who talked about trying to put together an Allagash trip, which never panned out. Maybe we can find somebody who's done that and who wants to come in and talk about it, how they planned it, put it together.
We found that it was prohibitively expensive just because of the fees and the gas mileage. So we didn't really plan accordingly for that. You would have to do some fundraising, but it came out to almost $300 a kid, a scout, by the time we broke down the fees and the transportation costs. So
Well, Moose River is quite a bit closer, less expensive too.
Yeah.
And that's a 3-day trip. You can make it a day and a half, you really hurry, but only a 3-day.
Which one's that?
Moose River?
Oh, Moose River, yeah.
And also at the Sportsman Show too, they've got a lot of guys, a lot of them are interested in Boy Scouts.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And it was interesting talking to a lot of them were outfitters, but some of them were just, guide service.
I honestly have a thought of calling up Cabela's and LL Bean and said, come in and give us a presentation of your tents. I know Matt Randall is big into hammock things. I don't know, any of you ever slept in a hammock? Have you thought about it? If you haven't, I hear they're cold.
They're cold, and as you get older, they're not as fun.
Yeah, see, those are my.
I know a lot of people say they can't do the ground anymore, but I don't think that would be hard. See, I'm always tossing and turning all night, so a hammock wouldn't work for me.
You move Lazo when you're in a hammock. And for some reason, when you're sleeping in a hammock, you don't sleep like a banana.
Your head is one side of the leg, so you're almost completely flat.
Really?
Yep, it's very comfortable.
Then you wake up on the ground.
Oops. That's what
Don't
the tarps
sleepwalk
for.
and hammock camp at the same time. Sleepwalking.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I know one of the things that in our group is trying to get some of the boys to open up and bring out suggestions. You know, obviously it's trying to be their program, but you know, a lot of times I find that if I throw out a bunch of things, they'll latch on to something and go with it. But sometimes it's hard just to come up with a lot of these different things. And I know that a lot of the roundtables we talk, different types of heights, different places to go campers. So it'd be nice to have, I want to say, a list or something like that of all things that different troops around here have done, so that you can obviously somebody's learn from that experience doing whether it's a hike or camp or something specific that.
So maybe something useful to put together. Hey, somebody did Moose River.
Yeah.
They rated it 3 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Somebody did Allagash. They rated it 4 out of 5 stars, but expensive. And just to generate a list of ideas and stuff.
If they wouldn't mind having their name, if just so that if somebody's interested, they could give them a call and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
See how they did it and stuff. That'd be great.
That sounds like a good idea. I mean, it certainly is. I've experienced the same thing when you just say, hey, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Same thing here. Room's quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do.
Well, it seems like I heard a couple of meetings ago that there was a website in Pine Tree that you could go to, exciting things to do before you do. I haven't gone in there yet. I was going to put in something about the improvement. Yeah.
No, they got a new webpage now.
It's much more sparse than it was before. Certainly, there are 2 handouts that you got tonight when we get to talking about winter activities. There's 2 winter activities that are right there. One is off-pick, which is more of an outdoor experience training type. Our boys are scheduled to go camping one of those weekends, and we asked them, do you want to do off-pick instead? Because we're going to be at Camp Hines. They said no. They just wanted to go goof off and do goof off stuff in the middle of the winter in the cold. I think they determined it takes them longer to cook in the winter than it does anything else. But also the winter camp activity stuff is there. I don't have a flyer for Klondike because I think the details are not there yet. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your thought or yours in terms of generating a list of stuff to do. And I think at least there's a technology team that's working on the website, and I think that's something I'll certainly feed back to them in terms of collecting those things that people can do and making sure that they're exposed to the troops, because that's a good idea. So in terms of the roundtable, I want to bring it back to that. What should we need to?
My suggestion is there's 2 that.
Yep.
As I worked my way up through the Scoutmaster role, there's 2 things that were very important to me and to people that were following new Scoutmasters was the Life to Eagle. Life to Eagle is a very complicated series of events to get that eagle up there. And if you have it all laid out in front of you, it's a whole lot easier. And if you have somebody to talk to about it, it's a whole lot easier than just doing it at a meeting. And then the other one is 1 year to first class.
Yep.
That's a very important jump start for your boys, and it's a very important thing for Scoutmasters to learn, because in theory they want all boys to be first class in their first year.
And to go to summer
And
camp.
if they focus on that, at least they'll get them in the 18 months or wherever it falls.
Yeah. So those are certainly 2 topics, and we cover the Eagle. I don't know if we covered it specifically in Roundtable as a Life to Eagle.
Well,
I
these
think we
2
did.
courses are normally held at the University of Scouting, so
Okay.
for new leaders and leaders who need reviews going there, you can sign up for the course.
So I've got stuff about canoe trips and opportunities, something with sportsmen and the outfitters, bringing those types of folks in, talking to them, maybe have one of them come in and give us some demos of stuff, talking about a list of activities and trying to find some of those things. So some potential topics for future roundtables. Yes?
You might want to look at, because we have a lot of Scoutmasters here, but you also have committee.
Yes.
You also have others. And I was talking to one of the committee people that from another troop that isn't here. She wasn't sure if she's going to make it or not. But she was saying, as a committee member, she enjoys the troop administration information. How do you do it? And she liked Bruce's last one last month on how to do a border review. Because that kind of stuff is just important, and it's also a great way to bring people who are not usually here.
How many people are committee folk as opposed to sort of a direct contact? So we're not quite 50-50. Some roundtables break out the committee people separate. Good, bad, ugly, don't care.
If there was an agenda for that, then yeah, that'd be fine.
If you have the adults that can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need somebody to just be with them, that we need an extra person.
Keep them together.
How close do you work with your scoutmaster and assistant scoutmaster? I mean, do you work hand in hand?
Pretty much.
So it's really the same information you want? I'm not married to my committee chair.
Yes, you are.
He cooks for me. So, I mean, oftentimes, at least in our troop, our committee, works pretty closely with us, so it's good to have the same information, but I think it's appropriate, some of the administration stuff, even though I'm the scoutmaster and it's not my job, I certainly get involved with it to make sure, hey, all the more brains put together, maybe we'll have one between us. Mine's probably the least useful.
Helps me out.
And we've talked a lot recently in our troop in terms of committee things about finance and tracking of scouts and those types of things, which I haven't necessarily seen us present. I know there's hope to be some presentations at University of Scouting about how to track scouts. So I'll give the weird hand gesture for my two participants to go get ready as we wrap up our sort of discussion on future roundtables and begin to think about cold weather camping and cold weather outdoor stuff. If you do have other thoughts about those, please fill out the program evaluation. Please fill out the getting to know you. And on the other handout, you've got my contact information on it. Feel free to send me an email, send me a text message or something at that phone number. Call me. If I sound confused, then it's just me being confused.
Okay. Next meeting, all right?
Yeah.
Our patrol is getting ready for cold winter camping this weekend. We've had 12 inches of snow last night. It's going to be real windy, and it's going to be cold. And we're going to go camping.
Boy, those boys take a long time to get to the campsite from here, don't they?
It's stuck in the snow.
I think they're hiking in. If they're like me, they almost dropped all their gear in the Tenney River going across the bridge. Fortunately, I had everything tied together. I think they're still prepared. So yes, please fill that out, especially the thing about getting to know you, then I can sort of understand why people are coming and get them on the map, so to speak.
And do you have that on the internet?
I will shortly.
That would be good to put on the internet so you just easy to fill. I mean,
because these links and everything, I intended. Oh, this. Yes.
You can fill it out and fire it to you, so it's much easier.
I'm trying to get it linked to the calendar that shows up on the Pine Tree on the website, because we're supposed to be able to have a PDF attached to each one of those calendar entries, and all of this stuff will get attached to them. I'm an internet guy.
Or you can do an easy fill-out form, and people can just fill it out and fire it to you. It makes it much easier.
Yes, I agree.
Chase down paper. Oh.
Hey, it's cold out there.
I'm ready. Ready to go camping? Ready?
We're ready.
You guys ready for winter camping?
Yep.
You got everything you need?
Yep.
So, where you guys go? You guys set up your tent. I'm going to go over here and drink a cup of coffee.
I'm all ready to cut down on the wind. Got my face mask, extra helmet, wind gear. The new one. Drawstring.
I'm not filming it this week.
Kilt.
Brought your winter pants?
No, kilt. Drawstring. What?
I keep thinking of the Great Pumpkin. I know.
I like the color.
Whoops. Not a good sound to hear.
So we've got 2 scouts preparing for winter camp.
Sleeping bag, light, small.
Wind gear, pants,
Boot pants.
No. No.
Sweatpants.
cotton, thermal underwear, tops and bottoms.
Thermal underwear. That's a fine shirt. My favorite. Pants.
Ski pants.
Good heavy shirt. Ski pants.
T-shirt. Camp Hines t-shirt's gotta be warm. Got fire on the front of it. Warm.
Oh. Okay, I got my scout t-shirt on too.
Shorts.
Shorts? I didn't bring shorts. I forgot those. Darn. I did bring my woolies though.
Nylon socks. Little socks. Ooh, I do have thick socks. It's the short ones.
Big socks.
My normal coat.
He has the PSA logo.
I don't want my ears to get cold.
Mossy oak.
How many of you have been winter camping? Oh, good, fair number.
Oh, I got one too. Look at this. This is a hat. If you don't need your hat, this one doubles.
Right.
Whoops. Scarf.
Right.
Boys love
It's called a
these
snooty.
days.
Snooty?